All right, let's get right into it. There's this incredible force inside of you, right now. But if it doesn't have a direction, it just scatters your energy and leaves you feeling kind of stuck. It's the real reason you can grind away day after day and still feel like you're not getting any closer to where you want to be.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You crash at the end of the day, you're totally exhausted, but when you look back, you can't really point to what you accomplished. You're tired, sure, but you're not fulfilled. It's that classic trap, right? Busy but not productive.
So here's the absolute heart of the problem. The number one reason you might not be rich yet is that all that ambition, all that drive you have, it's like a supercar engine with no steering wheel. All that power has no target, no clear, singular burning purpose to aim for. Now, I know that might sound a little bit abstract, so let me ground this in some cold, hard proof. There's this legendary story about a study done on the graduating MBA class at Harvard, and it just perfectly illustrates the huge cost of not having a clear direction.
So the researchers went to these super smart graduates and asked them a really simple question. Have you set clear, written goals for your future? And the answers basically split the class into three groups. You had the huge majority, 84%, who had no specific goals at all, just winging it. Then you had 13% who had goals, but they were just kind of floating around in their heads. And then there was this tiny group, just 3%, who had clear goals written down with a plan to get there.
Okay, so fast forward 10 years. The researchers followed up. The group with the unwritten goals, they were earning on average twice as much as the group with no goals. Pretty good, right? But this is where it gets absolutely insane. That tiny 3% group, the ones with the written goals, they were earning, on average, 10 times more than the other 97% of the class combined. The only thing they did differently was achieve clarity and write it down.
And that brings us to the perfect solution. It's a concept from Napoleon Hill's masterpiece, Think and Grow Rich, and it's called a definite chief aim. And look, this isn't just a fancy phrase for a goal. It's your North Star. It's the destination you deliberately plug into your personal GPS that guides literally every move you make.
And you might be thinking, okay, this sounds like magic, but it's not. It is pure neuroscience. Let's actually dig into how a clear goal physically rewires your brain to see the world in a whole new way.
So, we all have this thing in our brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. Think of it like a bouncer at a nightclub. It decides what information gets your attention. When you give it a definite chief aim, you're basically handing that bouncer a VIP list. All of a sudden, you start noticing things, conversations, articles, people that are relevant to your goal. The crazy part is, those opportunities were always there. Your brain was just programmed to ignore them.
And this shows the difference perfectly. A vague wish like, I want to be successful. I mean, what does that even mean? It's like a cloud of smoke. Your brain can't do anything with it. But a definite aim is a command. I will build an agency with 20 clients and $30,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Can you feel the difference? One's a daydream, the other is a mission. It gives your brain a real problem to solve.
So if this is so powerful, how come everybody doesn't do it? Well, honestly, it's usually because no one ever taught them how. But right now, we're going to fix that. We are going to walk through a simple 4-question framework to help you define your own definite chief aim.
Okay, let's break it down. First, the target. What do you really want? Get super specific. A number, a date, a detailed description. Second, the fuel. Why do you want it? This is the emotional core that's going to pull you through the tough times. Third, the roadmap. Who do you have to become to get this? Your current habits gave you your current life. A new life requires a new you. And finally, momentum. What is one tiny action, just one, that you can take right now to get the ball rolling? This is how you break inertia.
You see, this whole process, it all comes down to a fundamental choice. It's about deciding if you're going to keep being a passive drifter, just pushed around by whatever comes your way, or if you're going to become the active driver of your own life.
I absolutely love this analogy. Your energy is your most precious resource. Without a target, it's like a shotgun blast. It's loud, it's messy, but it doesn't have much impact. A definite chief aim takes all that same energy and focuses it into a single white-hot laser beam. And a laser can cut through just about anything.
And maybe the best side effect of all this clarity is that it makes your life so much simpler. Seriously. Suddenly, hundreds of little decisions become incredibly easy. When an opportunity comes up, you just have to ask one simple question. This single question tells you what to say yes to, and maybe even more importantly,
what to say no to.
So remember this. The reason you might not be where you want to be has almost nothing to do with a lack of talent or a lack of effort. It's a lack of a clear, compelling command given to your own mind. The moment you replace those vague wishes with a definite chief aim, you stop being a passenger and you become the pilot. So the only question left is the one right here in front of you. Are you drifting or are you driving?